question I get asked a lot, especially through consultations, and I see it oftentimes as well in the comment sections and emails, is what is she feeling during no contact and during your absence and while you're not around? So, anytime that there's separation and no communication, basically. And first things first, is really gonna come down to the circumstances, which I'll get into different ones in a second. But something I think you'll want to hear more of, like the overall emotions. You have to remember, a woman will always be like a roller coaster. So let's even say if she doesn't regulate her emotions pretty well, or she makes heavy assumptions, has different sorts of issues. Once more, I'll go into circumstances because they fall into a lot of different categories, especially like how you guys broke up. So it comes down to that, but the roller coaster effect never changes, because this also happens throughout a relationship, just depending on the type that you have. But there's the time of the month. There's also outside influences, easily being triggered, being sensitive, etc. So it could be, let's say, the missing you can happen, the being used to you type of thing. So let's look at it as in like her mind. What would that look like? It will be the thought process of why she's doing what she's doing, and if it's you doing it to her. So let's say you've decided that you're the one that doesn't want to be in communication, then it will be turning into, at some point, the self-reflection. And sometimes, because operating off of validation, being used to it, it's now looking at internally what's wrong with her, what happened on her end, what is she lacking. Another thing too is, if you have a reputation, or if you do seem like, let's just say, based off of how you carry yourself, how women maybe are interested in you, maybe exes that she knows of, or other females that you've been intimate with, etc. Even your work environment, if you work with females, those are things that can bring up insecurities. So I can give you like so many different examples of triggers to her emotions. But when I say roller coaster, it's basically saying one moment it's up, one moment is down, one moment is swirling around. Oh, that's a bar. That's some lyrics there. But that's literally how it's looking like. And what's the different roller coasters? Which one did I just describe? Because the only one I'm thinking about is Fireball. Maybe because that's the one I was the most scared of. But anyways, that one is also similar to an emotion, especially if, let's say, you've dealt with, and this is why I always say reflection is key. Knowing the type of woman that you were dealing with, the patterns, the cycles, etc., is very crucial. Because if you have an angry woman, if you have a woman that plays like a victim, feels like you can never hear her out, don't understand her, sometimes also a lack of accountability, which is pretty common, then that fireball roller coaster type of thing. Because a roller coaster is a roller coaster. Oh, it just clicked in my mind. A roller coaster is literally that up and down swirly thing. But let's just talk about rides, carnival rides. So a fireball, that's where she goes high up. Now, let's say it's during the period of not speaking. This will look like being overly emotional. So her feelings are like through the roof, and it's going to look like those hormones are flaming up, like flying, exceeding the ceiling, going high, just extreme. Let me put it like that. And the drop is worse because sometimes, like, the more distance and no communication can make things a lot harder. This is also why sometimes you might look at things not working, but behind the scenes there's a lot going on, and in your meantime you're putting just more focus and attention to you need results, when realistically it has to be put onto yourself to realize, like, whatever's going on there, whether she wants you and is waiting, or you guys get back together but she doesn't change, it doesn't matter. It's really about, can you actually have the discipline. So I'm going to cover in a second what you have to be doing as far as, like, to help yourself to keep those emotions. Also, like, I guess if you really want her attached to you, sometimes that's the end goal. I'll get into that. But if you still haven't given this video a big thumbs up, go ahead and do so. Thanks, y'all. And also drop your comments down below of what you think her emotions are like, and also experience, whether it's your story with her or simply what you literally think her emotions are looking like, because right? Not just your story, but sometimes I see in the comment section the most common stuff that you believe is happening with her emotions. And so, per usual, if you want help, talk to a lot of y'all. I love talking to y'all, and I'm always happy to let y'all know what it is, because sometimes I feel like not only do y'all don't get heard and she might not be understanding you, but it's like when you start talking about it, you understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and the changes. So it's always like discovery, it's always knowing what's best, and always mental clarity and knowing how to move forward. Not that clutter, the blur. We don't need that when it comes to women. It's already complicated with the emotions that go on and trying to navigate towards through it. Okay, so check out the links all down below. Patreon, join, get the exclusive content, YouTube membership, etc. So let me just go on to, as I was saying, when it comes down to what you got to be doing and what she's going to be feeling, this will look like on your end, you're not caving in and you're not budging, because when those emotions go like a roller coaster, if you're dealing with like a complicated female, or even back to like the fireball, and she's not all the way up, because we could say her up is her breaking point, because once the fireball gets to the top, it has to drop. Her drop would be her breaking point. I hope you guys are following this analogy. If you like the analogies, I hope it helps, but let me know. I'll do more of that. And part 2's questions and concerns, leave it down below. And so look at it that way, where it's like once she's now pushing herself to the extreme of she can't go through it no more, she's gonna have to put more focused energy. And y'all maybe know, but where you put your focus to, your energy will grow. If her energy extremely grows, that's where the coming at you comes. Now, if she is immature, has a hard time processing her emotions, and has other triggers, traumas, issues, which I'll name more in different videos, but anything like that, you might not get a full confession of what's going on. But as long as you're not caving in and you're not letting, let's say, the way she's acting, the results that you're getting from her, especially if it's not what you want, control you, then you're fine. So the importance of, like, sometimes when it comes down to being stoic, the importance of not showing your feelings, like, it is sometimes really better off to be not vulnerable, to put her guard up or be nonchalant. Sometimes it is important, because you might have gotten an experience where she calls you out on those things or brings it up. So you got to do what's best for you, and however she wants to act, that's how she acts, but you have to let her figure it out as well. Sometimes it's about like just staying back, falling back, etc. So I'll explain way more. There's so much more to break down. Sometimes these videos feel like, oh man, I feel like I didn't explain it all, not even. But hope I helped in some way. As I say, take care of yourself. It's crucial. Put yourself first, your mental health, making sure you're good before trying and pouring into that relationship, trying to save her and help her, all that. And I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all very soon. Bye, y'all.